Are you becoming the kind of person or the kind of woman that the kind of man that you are praying for will be attracted to? See, you see this thing that people say, oh, likes do not attract likes, or good girls attract bad boys. The only place where opposite poles attract is in physics. The only place where opposite poles attract is in what? In physics. Like attracts like. Vision attracts vision. Character attracts character. Drive attracts drive. The kind of man you're praying for, or that woman you're praying for, is God's child too. The truth is, every day you spend becoming better, the more your chances of marrying a better kind of person. Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Dear Single Christian Girl podcast with me, KB. How are you doing? How is it going? What's up? What's new with you? Tell me. Hope everything is going out with you well. Hope Abba is treating you good. Hope he's being nice to you as his daughter or as his son, because some guys be watching this. Hope everything is going well, essentially. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. I want to hear from you today. Okay. And if this is your first time watching me coming across this beautiful face, or if you're listening to my voice from an audio platform, hey girl, you are welcome. This is Dear Single Christian Girl. This is a space where we come to learn, grow, glow, become better versions of ourselves one day at a time or one episode at a time. Essentially, this is where we come to learn to thrive in our single seasons, all right? And not just survive through it. And I promise you'd love to hang out with us more. So definitely find a space and keep your bags, okay? Keep your bags, because you have to be comfortable because you're staying here long term, okay? And for my returning viewers or listeners, hey girl, I'm always glad that you chose to come and spend your time with me, hanging out with me, listening, sharing, learning together, growing and becoming better. Thank you so much for choosing to do that, right? I appreciate you. I see you. I appreciate you greatly, okay? I really, really do. I appreciate every single one of you, all right? So, you have a list, okay? You have a list. Don't even lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You have a list, okay? I think everybody does have a list. Some have it written down on paper, but some have it in their head of the qualities they want in the partner that they want to marry. So you probably have a list of what you want in a man. Maybe you say you want him hardworking, visionary, driven, intentional man. Ooh, I love this one. Personally, I want an intentional man. Ooh, intentional man. Maybe you want him intentional. You want him prayerful, a priest. You want him a man of God, a man of integrity. And just maybe you want him to be at least 6 feet tall. Just maybe. Or maybe yours is as specific as you want him 6'2" or 6'5". I don't know. And maybe tall, handsome. I do not know. But I do know that you have a list. You have a list, right, of what you want in a husband. Okay. But I want to ask you something too. If that man, right, the kind of man that you were praying for, has a list, and of course he does. Everyone does, whether they write it down or not. Everyone has the qualities or the priorities or the preferences that they have non-negotiables that they want in a partner. That's essentially what your list is. Like the non-negotiables, the things that you cannot not accept, right? So if that kind of man that you're praying for has a list, and of course he does, are you on it? I'll say that again. If the kind of man that you're praying for has a list too, of which he does, are you on it? I'm not saying are you perfect. I'm not saying are you flawless. I'm not saying are you 10 over 10 or 100 over 100. I am saying, are you becoming the kind of person or the kind of woman that the kind of man that you are praying for will be attracted to? Or are you becoming the kind of woman that will be a suitable helper or be a suitable partner? Take note of the keyword suitable. We'll come back to it later. For the kind of man you're praying for. Because today we are looking in the mirror. Today we are facing ourselves in the mirror. Oh, and I'm sitting before a mirror. So then we are facing in the mirror. We're looking at ourselves in the mirror and asking ourselves this question. We are not looking outside. We are looking at ourselves. Okay. And the thing that sparked this conversation for me, I just randomly remembered how there was one time, there was this guy that was asking me out. And then he said this thing to me. He said, Kelly, I want to marry a prayerful woman like you, a woman who fears the Lord like you, so that you can be praying for our family, so you can be praying for our children and covering all of us. And then I was like, okay, those are listening on audio. You might not see my face, but like, I was like, duh. Like, you not say that you want to marry a prayerful woman like me so that we can be praying together as our family, but you want me to be the one doing the praying for the family, and you do what exactly? I was like, oh God, me too. I want a praying man. I want a priest. I want a man that will cover me. I want a man that will say, my wife is trying to make a living. My wife is trying to make something out of herself in this cruel world. My wife is trying to go out there, and in this toxic, crazy world, let me cover her. A man that will stand on his watch over our family too. I want that too. You don't think I want that? I deserve that? Because you don't want to pray. You want a woman who prays. But it doesn't work like that. You have to be what you want. Okay. And I also heard a similar story of something, and it's still about this prayer thing, that a woman shared on one group that I made the other day. She said that she was talking to this man too one time, and the man told her that he's too busy to pray. He's too busy to pray, that he's always up and down for his business and his work. So he needs a woman who's going to be praying for all of them. So he's too busy to pray and needs a woman so you're literally like pushing the praying thing on one person. I'm like, how do people even think that you should get access to the kind of person that you're not? Because it doesn't make any sense. And I realized that it's not just about the praying thing. It's a mindset that a lot of people have. A lot of people are searching for what they are not willing to give. A lot of people are searching for what they are not. And that is not proper. That's why today we're going to be talking about be the one ready for the one. Be the one ready for the one. And we're going to be talking about why becoming the right one is better work than trying to find the right one, right? So it's going to be a full conversation. We'll talk about what suitability means. We'll talk about list. List is not a problem, but like why focusing only on the list outwardly is a problem. We're going to have all of this conversation, right? So stay with me to the very end. Do not blink and do not leave here for anything. And while we're yet to get into it, this is a good time for you to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not. This is you supporting Dear Single Christian Girl. You don't want to support us? Are you sure you don't want to support us? Okay, so do us to subscribe, like the video so YouTube can share it to more people, and share with your friends. If you're following on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other audio platform, do well to follow us there so that you never miss an episode, and give us 5 stars too. Okay, now let's get into it fully. Can we? Let's go. Okay, so let's look at suitability for a bit, right? And I want us to start in the Bible. The Bible says in Genesis 2:18, right? It says, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I'll make for him a suitable helper." Right? That was God speaking out, and he said he will make for man a suitable helper. Key word here is what? Suitable, which means like compatible, complementary, right? Doesn't mean that you have to be exactly the same as someone, but it means someone who matches, right? Not just physically, not just by attraction, but like in terms of values, in terms of the person's calling, in terms of the person's purpose, and all of that. That is why I'll put it to you that it is not every Christian that is the right fit for you, right? Even though we are advised to marry in the body of Christ, we're advised to marry our own brothers and sisters, which is, of course, you should, but not every Christian can be your husband. Not every Christian can be your wife. You need somebody suitable for you. People can genuinely love the Lord and be on fire for God, but they are not compatible with each other. Because compatibility is beyond just physical attraction and all of that. You need suitability in character, skills, something, purpose, direction in life, vision, core values. Those are the kind of things that like should be able to be the main thing that drives who you are or who you can be with, right? Research in relationship by Dr. John Gottman said that consistently showed that, right, that couples who had what he called shared meaning systems, right? Like life vision, life philosophy, life purpose. They had that in common, or had direction in that together. They were able to have more fulfillment or long lasting relationships than the people who were just attracted to each other, in love with each other, and stuff like that. So you see that suitability is beyond just physical attraction. There are some level of characteristics, there are some things in you that will be suitable to somebody, right? So if you're praying for a certain kind of person, there's certain kind of qualities that you'd have that would be suitable for that kind of person, right? I remember Pastor Darius Daniels wrote in one of his books, he said, and I'll quote it exactly as he did. He said, the person God has for you isn't just someone that you are attracted to. They are someone you are aligned with. And alignment requires that both people are moving in direction worth aligning with. You see, you think about a lock and a key, right? There are several locks out there and several keys out there, but there's no matter how keys look similar to each other, there's only one particular key that will be able to open a certain particular lock because of the way they've been built, right? They've been built so that they're suited to each other. That's the same thing with relationships. There are certain things that are built in you that will be suitable for the kind of person that you want to marry. So suitability is specific, compatibility is specific, right? So now the question would be the kind of person that you're praying to marry, that kind of man that you're praying to marry, their level of spirituality, their level of maturity, their level of emotional intelligence, their level of healing, their level of all these things that you're praying for, of drive. Are you becoming the person that is suitable for that? Are you becoming the kind of key that can match with that kind of lock? Are you? So you see that suitability is specific, and that is why we need to talk about why we not just focus only on list. And list is not a problem, right? So next we'll be talking about why you should not just focus only on list, but you should view it in a different way. Let's talk about that next. Okay, so let's talk about your list, your partner list, your list of what you want in a partner and stuff. And of course, like I said before, a list is not a problem. Everyone has it. Everyone has them, whether they've written it down or not. Everyone has a list in their head written down of preferences they want in a partner, non-negotiables, things that they want, right? ID preferences in their ID partner. And that is perfect. Chef's kiss, you should do that. Because truth is that research has shown over time that people who have a clear distinction or a clear direction of who exactly they want to be with often choose better partners. Like when you have standards, when you have values that you want in a partner and they are clearly stated, it's easy for you to make better choices than someone who's just like, I don't know what I want in a man. But anyone that comes is good. Anyone that comes now, they're like, okay, fine, let's go, I guess. Like, who does that? It doesn't work like that, right? You certainly most definitely should have a list, right? But now the problem comes when you're externally focused on the list too much that you do not think about the other list that we're going to be talking about shortly, right? And we focus so much on the list of what we want in a partner that we fear to do the thing that pairs with it. I think it was Dr. Miles Monroe that said that the most important thing you can do in finding the right partner is becoming the right partner, right? Is becoming the right partner, because like attracts like, vision attracts vision, character attracts character, drive attracts drive. So if you're looking for somebody, you have to become that. Instead of looking outwardly, becoming that kind of person would be your best bet in getting that kind of person, right? There are people who are praying for a prayerful partner, but they have never prayed in their life. They cannot say more than a 5 minutes prayer. That's like the guy I was talking about earlier. That's not proper. There are people who are praying for a partner that has money, that is rich, that is driven, that is hardworking, but they are as lazy as the word lazy itself. They do not know what they want in their life. They are not even trying. They are not even trying to make progress whatsoever before even failing. They are not. They're seated every day and complaining, but they want a rich man. I think it was somebody that said that it's easier for you to find a man with a car when you've parked yours, because it's when you park in the garage that maybe you can hit someone who's also parked, and then you get into a conversation with him, right? So it's easier to find someone with the thing that you already are. So like you see people be like, I want this kind of person, but they are not that. You want someone who is healed, who is whole, who is intentional, but you're broken and you're not trying at all to do anything to heal. You're not trying to do anything at all to better yourself. You are not. You want someone of integrity, someone who's faithful, but you're the most unfaithful person ever. You want someone who's truthful, but you lie like your life depends on it. It doesn't work like that. Here's something that you should understand. Here's something that we all need to really take into consideration. The kind of man you're praying for, or that man you're praying for, or that woman you're praying for, if you're a man listening to me, is God's child too. He is God's child. And God is a just God. He's the father to all of us. You don't expect God to take his good son who has done the work on himself to heal, who is driven, who is groomed, who is put together, who knows what he's doing in his life, who is vision driven, and give him to you if you're careless about your life. You don't even know what you want. You're not even trying to heal. You're not even trying to find what your purpose is. You are absolutely careless. You have no direction, no purpose, no vision, no goal, and you want God to really take his good son, or his good daughter, of course, or his good daughter, who is really absolutely amazing, who has done the work on herself, and hand her to you. You really want that, brother? You really want that? You really think that's like really possible? That God would take his good daughter or his good son with all the high qualities that you want and give him him or her to you like that, the way you are? That's not going to be fair. And God is fair. He's very, 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 very fair. Let me tell you that. So while the having the list is not a problem, focusing outwardly on that alone is a problem. When you have your list, that's just one step of it. You need another kind of list that I'll be talking about next, the becoming list. You need the becoming list too. Like, okay, this is the thing that I want in a man. What do I need to become to attract that kind of man? And let's talk about that next, because instead of focusing outwardly alone on having the list, it's not going to lead you anywhere that's going to be helpful. So having the list, let me put it clear again, like having the list is not a problem. We all do, but focusing solely on that is a problem. So let's talk about the becoming list in a minute. Okay, so let's talk about the becoming list. Okay, the becoming list. This is one that I really like, because the reason I prefer this one is because I honestly think that it will give you better results, or it is more important than the list of things that you write that you want in a partner. Here's the reason why. The becoming list is something that's within your control. It's something that you can control. It's something that you can choose to work towards, and the results will come from what you do, right? Which is from you. But the other list it's not within your control. You just put them down. Okay, these are the things that I want in a partner, but it's definitely not within your control. Because let's say you see a man that has all the things that you want. You like him, but that man has to like you. That man has to like you and take the steps to walk up to you and approach you. Otherwise, if you like him and he doesn't like you, it makes no sense, and there's no effect on that, right? But the one that is directly in your control is something that you can do from your part by becoming, right? And when you become, you essentially attract the kind of person that is suited for that person that you have become, right? That is suited for that. So what is it? A becoming list is simply a list that I want you to do of the things or the qualities that you need to embody, or that you need to have to be able to attract the kind of man that you have on your other list. So I want you to do this. Okay, so I want you to do this. Write a becoming list. Put it side by side, your list of things that you want in a man, okay? Write a becoming list. If you don't do anything after this episode, do this. Take this seriously. Okay, you want a man that is prayerful. How is your prayer life right now? Be very honest with yourself. Do you even pray at all, or you just do 5 minutes prayers and you're in a rush? But you want a man that is praying. What are the steps that you're going to take to become a prayerful woman that embodies what she wants in her man? Write that down. You want a man who is healed and whole, but you know that you're still suffering from trauma from your childhood, trauma from your past relationships. How do you want a man who is whole when you're not healed? Do you want to bleed on him? No. Put that down. That okay, I need to see a counselor. I need to seek therapy. I need to talk to God and cry to him for my healing. Put it on your becoming list. You want a man who is financially stable, but you're not doing anything to see that you can be financially stable. It doesn't have to be. You know the good thing about the becoming list? Let me just put this in. It doesn't have to be what you currently embody. It can be something you're walking towards, right? What do I need to do to walk towards being financially stable? Do I need to learn how to budget better? Do I need to learn to stop impulse spending? Do I need to learn a new skill? Do I need to start a business? What are those things that put me on the path towards financial freedom or financial stability in the nearest future? Put that down. You put down the things that you need to be able to embody the kind of thing that you want in a partner. You want somebody who's fit, but you want somebody with six pack, but you have one big pack, sister, and you're eating 6 loaves of fufu by night. How do you even think that's possible? The next thing could be putting on your becoming list that, okay, I need to become fit. I need to work towards my fitness. And then, okay, maybe I need to start walking every day. Maybe I need to register in the gym. Put them down. Put all of these down on a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the qualities that I need to embody to be able to be a suitable partner. Like we talked about, suitable partner. So the kind of man that I want, the truth is every day you spend becoming better, the more your chances of marrying a better kind of person. That's the whole truth. That's the whole truth. No time spent in becoming better is wasted. The truth is, if I were to marry, I'm not sure if I've said this before in this episode, but if I were to marry, let's say 5 years ago, the kind of man I would have married then, who would have been suited for me, would not be the kind of man I'll marry today, because I have grown and I'm still growing. I'm becoming better. I'm evolving, right? Which means it positions me for a better kind of man. Right? And when you become, you attract your likes. See, you see this thing that people say, oh, likes do not attract likes, or good girls attract bad boys, or the only place where opposite poles attract is in physics. The only place where opposite poles attract is in what? In physics, where the negative pole wants to attract the positive pole and they come together and do whatever it is. In real life, people attract people who are similar to them. Keyword similar. I didn't say the same. You do not have to be the same with somebody, but in real life, people attract people who are similar to where they are in life. People who are driven are attracted to people who are driven. People who are God-fearing and love the Lord are attracted to people who love the Lord. People who are visionary are attracted to vision. People who want to be fit are attracted to same. That is how it is. People are attracted to people with the same vision, direction, core values like themselves. It doesn't mean you all have to like the same things or be the same, but the core of your existence have to be similar. You cannot want something that you are not. Even the Bible says that he who wants friends must prove himself friendly. He who wants friends must show himself friendly. That means you have to embody the kind of thing you want, right? So again, you have a list of what you want in a man, not bad at all. But this is the most important part. Write down this list, take it seriously, and put the steps I need to take. Set them now as goals that, okay, I want this kind of man. Let me start becoming that. And you see, you gain more results and you bring me back testimonies. In fact, you get that man and you bring the testimony and we'll celebrate it here on DSCG. We'll celebrate it here with the kind of quality man you get by the time that you've become all that. Right? I love this thing that Pastor Stephen Furtick said. He said, instead of praying and asking God, is this the right man for me? Ask God, make me the right person. God, make me the right person, because that's the prayer that will ultimately always lead to best results. Because as soon as you become the right person, you definitely attract the right person. So says today, write your becoming list and embody that, so that when that good man, that quality man, that dream man is coming, you are healed, you are whole, you are their dream woman as well. Okay, so write your becoming list, period. Okay, so like I said, you do not need to become to earn love. You can have love at any level. You deserve love, or you are deserving of love, no matter where you are, no matter your level of growth, right? But now, if you want more in a partner, you have to become more. Unless you want to settle for less. And I don't think anyone who listens to me wants to settle for less, because I want to see all of us with the very best, with God's best for you, right? So if you want to settle for less, you definitely can, but like that's not who you definitely can get a man at any phase you're in love. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to earn love. We are not telling you to be a layer, trying to say you'll be a layer, trying to do this to earn love. No, you can be loved at any level. But when you want more, you gotta put in more. That's just how it works in life, right? So that's why I'm emphasizing on writing and becoming this and working towards that so that I can become that, because you attract who you become, not just who you are praying for. Let me say that again. You attract who you become, not just who you are praying for. There's a principle in physics called the principle of magnetic resonance that states that energies at certain frequencies attract energies at similar frequencies. And while relationship and life is more complex than physics, the same principle kind of mirrors itself when it comes to relationships, right? Like research have consistently shown that people tend to attract people that are the same are kind of like at the same frequency with them, emotionally, self-awareness, personal development wise, that people will tend to attract people who are at almost that same frequency. Like you see somebody, that's why you see, and it's not just in the good way, it's also in the bad way. Like, while somebody who's high up there in their emotional maturity will most likely attract that kind of person, it also happens in the negative part. Like, you see somebody who's broken, somebody who thinks all men are scum, always attracting scum because they are resonating at the same frequency. The scums and the one thinking all men are scums resonate at the same level of frequency and attract each other. And that's why you see that consistently they have the same results, no matter they are dating different men, they are having the same results with those different men because they're just attracting the same kind of men in different bodies, right? So it's the same. Somebody who's taking their personal development seriously will most likely attract somebody in that level too. Right. So you attract who you become. So instead of asking, is this the right man for me? You should ask yourself, am I becoming the right person? Am I becoming the right person? Because definitely when you become that, you definitely attract that. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I think that if I were to get married, say like 5 years ago, the kind of man I'll marry will not be the kind of man I can marry right now. The kind of man I would have been able to marry 5 years ago with no problem will not be the kind of man I will marry right now, because I've taken time to do some work. I have grown, I have evolved, I have constantly become better, right? And that makes me to want to attract somebody who's more, right? So, you see how you can see somebody who is in a certain phase in life and they're having these bad relationships, and then they take time off dating. I've seen people do that. They take time off dating, reinvent themselves, become better, grow, heal, like literally do a 360-degree transformation. And all of a sudden you see that they show up and pull up with like they've bagged the baddest guys, they've bagged like the best man, and then you're like, oh my God. And that's because they grew, they became who was suitable for that kind of man. So I'm saying this to say that take your becoming list more seriously, because the more work you put in yourself, the better your chances of having the best kind of partner. It's just that simple. It's not logic, it's not magic, it's just as simple as ABC. It's just as simple as that. So you should know this, that no work that you put in yourself will ever be going for nothing. Every day you add more in spending time in growing, whether growing your relationship with God, whether growing your commitment level, whether growing your skills, whether growing your mindset by reading, listening to pods, by engaging in intelligent conversations, whether taking upon yourself to heal. Because honestly, this is one of the major parts of becoming that you should do. Like, putting on your becoming list that I need to heal so that I attract a whole man, right? Because most times we are bleeding on the people that didn't hurt us. Like you get a man that God has sent you, a good man, but because you're still hurt from your past, you're still living in what that other man did you dirty. You're bleeding on him, and you end up ruining what was meant to be beautiful because you are unhealed. Right? So take out time to become. Take out time to become. Take out time to become. This is what is more important. Becoming the right person is more important than trying to find the right person. Because when you become even your mind, there's no way you settle for anything less anymore. Because your mindset is changed. You know who you are. Your identity is grounded. You know that now we are not settling for dusties here. Oh my God, I can't believe I used that word. You're not settling for dusties. Okay, so anywho, this is all I wanted to talk about with us in this conversation. I want us to look in the mirror and know that we need to become to attract those kind of men that we want. I know we all here, we have great standards, high standards, high up in heaven as they should be. Like nobody should tell you your standards are too much. But why you have those standards become? Because that man you're praying for, like I said before, is God's child. And God is not going to harm his child to you who's unprepared. He's good, well-groomed and well-prepared son to you who is unprepared, because he's not going to do good to that guy and he's not going to do good to you either. So take our time and work on yourself, okay? Take our time and work on yourself and become the best version of yourself so that you definitely will attract God's best, okay? So you never ever waste any time in preparation. You never ever waste any time in becoming better, whatever that means. Learning, growing, grooming yourself. No time in any of that is wasted, okay? So, dear single Christian girl, this was it for this conversation of today. I hope you learned something. I hope it helped you. I hope it made you see waiting differently. So, instead of just waiting and praying and hoping for the right man, dear single Christian girl, today I want you to, instead of waiting, praying, and hoping for the right man, I want you to become the right person. I want you to be the one ready for the one, okay? So that's it for today's conversation. I hope you learned something. And if you're not subscribed yet, again, I'm begging you. Do you want me to go on my knees? Do you want me to go on my knees? We are at 170 something subscribers. Can we take it to 200 sooner? Like, bring more people, invite more people, share with your friends, share with your girls. You cannot be listening to something good. Sharing is kind. My friends know me. We share podcasts with each other. We share sermons with each other. Sharing is kind. Share with your friends. Like, you listen to something good, share with your friends so they can grow as well. Right? Sharing is caring. Do not gatekeep. Bring them to be part of the community. Follow on Spotify, follow on Apple Podcasts. And of course, I will put the link for the question and answers, for the questions that you can send. So we get to do the question and answer episode always in the description. Do well to send your questions. And the question and answer episode is coming up after this one. And I promise you, I'm going to bring a guest for you so that she can be the one to answer your questions. And there are some very juicy questions. I looked through the list and I was like, there were some like 2 new questions that were really juicy, and we're going to be talking about that next week. So if you have your own questions, send it. So if you're the ones that sent questions recently, you're probably going to be the one having your answers. So make sure you definitely tune in, okay? Make sure you tune in. Once again, thank you for hanging out with me. As always, keep thriving and know that I love you and Jesus loves you too. Until next time, bye for now. See you.